Hi, so I've made a boarding pass to Australia and I'm just going to talk you through how exactly I've done this. So, why a boarding pass to Australia? Well, because I wanted to establish a narrative thread from the very beginning. So Summer's dad is going to be living in Australia because her parents are obviously divorced, and that means that she's going to have this boarding pass as a kind of a hint toward that narrative thread, because of course she's going to be affected by this, living so far away from her dad. And I just wanted to establish that from the very beginning in my film opening. So, firstly, this is the final result. It doesn't look 100% realistic, but I think it looks quite nice, and especially because the prop is going to be printed, and it's not going to be very examined by the camera. I think it looks really realistic, and it's very nice that it has her name and a date that I've also changed so that it's much more recent. So, first of all, I took this image from the internet. It's a boarding pass to Australia, and the first thing I did is I went to this website that allows you to pick the hex color from an image. So I picked out the hex color for the background using this website, and I set it as the background for the slides. So I edited this on Google Slides. Really simple. And so first of all, yeah, I established the background in the same color just to try this out. And so next what I did is I made using the shape tool, I made a rectangle about around the name and around the dates. So like these, I made 4 rectangles, and using of course the color, I changed these rectangles so that they had exactly the same color as the background of the boarding pass. So this is the final result of that. And as you see, it looks like there's nothing there, so that was the first step that I took. Second step is I made text boxes to have the name. So I wrote down the name and I changed the font to a font called Courier, which I think was the most similar font that I could find to the one that they used in the boarding pass. So I changed that and I set it in bold. I did the same thing with the rest, and this is how it looked. Of course, it looked way too bright and way too artificial, so I had to edit it further. So the first thing that I did then was go back to this website to pick out the hex color for the text in the boarding pass. So I picked it out and I tried it on the text, and this is the result. Again, it looks much more realistic with this color that doesn't really stand out that much. But I thought I'd do something else, so what I went is to try and make it more blurry so that it looked like it really belonged with the rest of the image, and it was really a part of the boarding pass. I went into it and I played with the drop shadow tool. I played with the transparency and the blur radius until I could achieve a very subtle effect, but that created that kind of notion as though it was a little bit more blurry so that it matched with the rest of the boarding pass. So this is how it ended. This is the final result. I'm going to print this out again, and hopefully it looks even better when it's printed, because the quality won't exactly be 100% the highest quality that I can get, so that's obviously going to be beneficial in this case. And yes, I hope you like this, and I hope you like the idea.